In the heart of the African savanna, where the sun painted the sky with hues of gold and amber, there lived a leopard named Quito. His sleek fur boasted patterns of dark rosettes that blended seamlessly into the shadows of the jungle. Quito was renowned for his agility and cunning, a predator feared by all creatures, great and small. From the moment Quito emerged from the den, he was taught the ways of survival by his mother, the wise and vigilant Malika. She instilled in him the importance of patience, stealth, and the art of the hunt. Quito listened intently to her teachings, absorbing every word as though his very existence depended on it. As Quito grew older, his reputation as a skilled hunter spread far and wide. His prowess in tracking and ambushing prey earned him the respect of fellow predators and the fear of his prey. But despite his success, there was a restlessness within him, a desire for something more than the endless cycle of the hunt. One day, as Quito prowled through the dense undergrowth, he stumbled upon a clearing bathed in dappled sunlight. In the center stood a majestic baobab tree, its ancient branches reaching towards the heavens like gnarled fingers. Intrigued by the sight, Quito approached cautiously, his senses alert for any signs of danger. As he drew nearer, Quito noticed a peculiar sight beneath the shade of the baobab tree. A group of animals, each from different species, had gathered together in harmony. Lions lay side by side with zebras, and antelopes grazed peacefully alongside elephants. It was a scene unlike any Quito had witnessed before, and he couldn't help but be captivated by the display of unity. Curiosity piqued, Quito cautiously approached the gathering, his eyes darting from one animal to the next. Sensing his presence, the animals turned to face him, their expressions a mixture of wariness and intrigue. Among them was a wise old tortoise named Rafiki, whose ancient eyes seemed to pierce through Quito's soul. "Greetings, young leopard," Rafiki spoke, his voice as deep and rumbling as the earth itself. "What brings you to our humble gathering?" Quito hesitated for a moment, unsure of how to respond. Never before had he encountered such acceptance from creatures he once viewed as nothing more than prey. But something within him stirred, a longing for connection that he couldn't quite comprehend. I'm not sure," Quito admitted, his voice barely above a whisper. "I saw you all gathered here and couldn't help but be drawn to the sense of belonging." Rafiki nodded sagely, a knowing smile tugging at the corners of his wrinkled beak. "Ah, the longing for belonging is a powerful force indeed," he mused. "But tell me, young one, do you truly believe you can change your nature?" The question hung in the air like a heavy mist, enveloping Quito in a shroud of uncertainty. For as long as he could remember, he had been told that a leopard's spots never changed, that his destiny was written in the patterns of his fur. But now, faced with the possibility of something more, Quito couldn't help but wonder if there was truth in Rafiki's words. I don't know," Quito admitted, his voice tinged with doubt. "But I want to try. I want to believe that there's more to me than just the hunt." Rafiki nodded approvingly, his ancient eyes twinkling with a hint of mischief. "Very well, young one. If you truly wish to change, then the journey ahead will be long and arduous. But fear not, for you will not walk alone." And so, Quito embarked on a journey of self-discovery unlike any he had known before. Alongside Rafiki and the other animals, he learned the true meaning of compassion, empathy, and friendship. He listened intently to the stories of the wise old tortoise, whose wisdom transcended generations, and forged bonds with creatures he once viewed as nothing more than prey. But despite his newfound sense of belonging, Quito could not escape the call of the wild. The thrill of the hunt still coursed through his veins, a primal instinct that refused to be silenced. Try as he might to suppress it, the urge to stalk, to chase, to kill lingered beneath the surface, a constant reminder of his true nature. As the days turned into weeks, and the weeks into months, Quito found himself torn between two worlds. On one hand, there was the peaceful existence he had come to know among Rafiki and the other animals. A life filled with harmony and friendship. And on the other hand, there was the untamed wilderness, where the thrill of the hunt awaited him at every turn, unable to reconcile the two. Quito found himself wandering aimlessly through the jungle, his mind consumed by thoughts of who he was and who he longed to be. Try as he might to suppress his instincts, he couldn't shake the feeling that a part of him would always be a predator, destined to hunt and kill to survive. It was during one such moment of introspection that Quito stumbled upon a sight that would change his life forever. Hidden deep within the heart of the jungle, he discovered a secluded glade teeming with life. Waterfalls cascaded from rocky cliffs, their crystalline waters sparkling in the sunlight, while exotic birds flitted through the canopy above. But it was not the beauty of the glade that captivated Quito's attention, but rather the sight of a lone gazelle grazing peacefully at the water's edge. For a brief moment, their eyes met across the distance, and Quito felt a surge of conflicting emotions wash over him. Here was his prey, vulnerable and unsuspecting, yet there was something more in those deep, doe-like eyes that gave him pause. For the first time in his life, Quito hesitated. Gone was the insatiable hunger that had driven him to hunt, replaced instead by a sense of empathy and understanding. He saw in the gazelle's eyes a reflection of his own struggles, a longing for freedom and acceptance in a world that demanded conformity. In that moment, Quito made a decision that would alter the course of his destiny forever. With a heavy heart and a newfound sense of purpose, he turned away from the glade and disappeared into the depths of the jungle, leaving behind the life he had known in search of something more. Years passed, and Quito's name became little more than a whispered legend among the creatures of the African savannah. Some said he had found his true calling as a protector of the weak and vulnerable, while others claimed he had returned to the wild, forever destined to roam the untamed wilderness. But no matter where his journey took him, one thing remained certain: the leopard may never change his spots, but he could change the way he chose to wear them. And for Quito, that was a truth worth believing in, no matter where the winds of fate may lead.